Okay, give me 1 second. Yep, you gotta go live.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
Okay.
Welcome, Mr. Noah. Hello there. I am Marlena Evans, your host today for the SableAssent Tech Tour podcast. Thank you all so much for coming and being patient with us. We appreciate it. As you all know, we are sponsored by our partners. When you are ready to scale your business worldwide, let business process outsourcing take you there, okay? Whether it's tech support, inbound and outbound calls, marketing, medical billing, data processing, data entry, and help desk solutions, okay? Please call 770-750-4707. I am Marlena Evans, Operations Manager of SableAssent Coin Corporation, owner of Trending MDE. You like my earrings, Mr. Noah? Those are Trending MDE. Yes. Make sure you all register your Black-owned businesses and Black-owned nonprofits that's helping our communities at www.SableAssent.com for free. We are looking forward to working with you, and we are excited. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have a treat for you all today. I hope you have your pens and papers ready. Mr. Noah, we appreciate your time. Mr. Noah Craig MacArthur, okay? He is CEO of Noah and Associates, 2018 People's Choice Award recipient. Bravo. Let's just stop there, okay? Financial literacy expert. So we want to hear what he has to say, ladies and gentlemen. Entrepreneur, philanthropist, business coach, life strategist, author, and professional speaker, which I look forward to learning from him. He's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Noah C. MacArthur. Woo!
Thank you. Yeah,
How are you? How are you?
For a while, I started looking around for, who is she talking about?
You, sir, the great.
I'm starting to look for that person myself.
Absolutely. We're so happy to have you. I'm so happy to have you. So now, Mr. Noah,
yes.
We understand you're known to help set families in the right path. Okay, yes. So name some ways you are able to set us on the right path.
The financial literacy as a whole is the conversation that we try to gear individuals in having a succinct understanding. Financial literacy covers it all. Financial literacy covers about 90% of what we do. So When we start talking about financial literacy, the challenges in this country, 63% of households refuse to have conversations regarding financial literacy. So anything that happens to do with managing, budgeting, spending, saving, and even earning starts to be set on the back burner. So that's why many families find themselves in such disarray. So we start to attack the financial literacy position from every angle to help you manage, budget better, spend, save, and earn. So all of those dynamics start to have impact on what you do.
Great. So are we still that low? We're at 62%, sir?
62%.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have to work on that ASAP, right? We have to work on that ASAP. Now, sir, being in finance for over 30 years, okay, what's some changes you have noticed through the world's economy? Is there like anything significant that you noticed in like your journey?
Yeah, the biggest challenge is banks are becoming a little more stingy. They're becoming stingy in their lending, and that has more to do with solvency because banks don't have the level of solvency that they've had prior to the pandemic. So many of your organizations that had direct deposits, many of individuals that were making deposits on a weekly and monthly basis, those deposits are going lacking. So banks are lacking in their solvency arena. So banks are now scaling back on their lending. and even their criteria for lending, they've made them a lot more stringent. Credit card companies are cutting back on limits. They're scaling limits back. Doesn't matter how good your payment history has been. So all of those things are taking place. So that's one of the main challenges that you're finding now in the arena of economics that's changing worldwide, and especially here in America.
Wow. So you noticed that it was more abundance given and helping us, years back. Now, Did you notice that like within the last couple of years during the pandemic or even before, for what you're saying? Like
as we were approaching this era, banks were somewhat scaling back, because I have clients that they have excellent and superb credit, and they found themselves where their credit card limits or their credit limits, their lines of credit limits were being slashed in half. But that's because they were just not experiencing the level of solvency that they needed as institutions. And there were some other nuances that played its part in that, the economy as a whole. But for the most part, this has been, I guess, the nail in the coffin, so to speak, this pandemic itself.
Wow. We're going to take a quick break. As you all know, that SAC1, your currency for the Black community, is available for pre-launch at P2P-B2B.io. The ticker is SAC1. We need you all to go at least register, take a look at it. You can know a little bit more about SableAssent and purchase SAC1. Register your Black-owned businesses and your Black-owned nonprofits at www.SableAssent.com. And when you're ready to scale your business worldwide, let business processing outsources take your business to the next level, okay? We're going to help you with tech support, inbound and outbound calls, marketing, medical billing, data processing, data entry, and help desk solutions. Please call right now, 770-750-4707. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're back. We are back. So Noah, being a hedge fund manager and having a history in banking, what is your take on cryptocurrency and blockchain technology?
Cryptocurrency is the direction that everything is going now. Chick-fil-A in Texas and other parts of the country, they're not even taking cash. Many transactions they're doing their very best to hold on to those direct person-to-person transactions. So cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, that's the new wave. If we go back 30 years, look at how things have changed. Remember, 30 years ago, we had VCRs,
Yeah.
VCRs changed.
The tapes, cassette tapes.
Exactly. Cassette players went to now DVD players. But if you remember, as we were coming into what they call Y2K, everybody got concerned about what was going to happen in the telecommunication arena. So they said, go from VHF to digital. So everybody went from VHF to digital. About 5 to 10 years later, it was the big move about, go from the BlackBerry to smartphones. So smartphones became the way of the world. And all of those dynamics have played their part. Telecommunications covered all of those things. And now what's happening is economics. It's finance and it's money. So cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, digital currency, the digitized market is taking its toll now. Because especially when you consider a pandemic that's happening all over the world. But for the longest time, China's been doing this. But if you go back 10 years, Google Pay, that's a form of digital currency. Online payments, those were forms of digital currency. So it's not becoming a thing of the norm. I was just sharing with someone, I think in the last couple of days, I've literally had transactions where I gave them cash, and because they didn't have the exact amount of change, they gave me a whole dollar bill back, because now they're just kind of lacking on the change experience. But hey, you start to see now these QR codes popping up everywhere, and all they're doing, they're grooming the country.
Yes. Wow. And then what about blockchain technology? Like, how do you feel about blockchain as well? I know cryptocurrency is the currency, and then you have blockchain technology.
Blockchain technology is going to, start to replace the way banking has been done. It's going to, it's almost like, again, look at what's happening in your grocery stores. You now have automatic checkout. There was a time when you had maybe 1 or 2 lanes. Now you have 4, 5, and 6.
Every lane.
Now, and you only have maybe 2 cashiers. Toll booths. Toll booths used to be individuals manually manning those. Now you have automatic toll booths. So it's the same scenario. So blockchain will be the new norm in banking.
Wow. I'm so excited, and I just can see your expertise. I'm learning so much. I'm like, what? But I have been witnessing the either they give you more money back, or they're like, you're not getting change back. So change definitely is getting eliminated, ladies and gentlemen. I have been noticing that. I actually had an incident today where I was like, okay, no problem. If we don't have exact change, we have to give more. So, but we're excited that it's going in that direction, and we're just ready to pull everybody with us, because we all know. Now, being a high-level earner and expert, why would you partner with SableAssent Coin Corporation?
Well, for several reasons. A few years ago, I got involved with at the behest of John Hope Bryant, and his promotion was silver rights. So we started a whole frontier with financial literacy, where now we got the bill passed in Congress last January. They signed it. Now I think in about 12 to 15 states, before a child graduates high school, they have to take a financial literacy course. Well,
wow, I like that.
What I love about this is there's one currency for one community, and it covers countries, it covers continents. So what it does is it begins to create a galvanized market, especially for communities of color. Let's go back 100 years. From about 1917 to about 1924, the most prominent communities in America, it was 5 communities of color. The average dollar stayed in the community of color back in that time frame an average of 35 days to as long as 1 year.
Wow.
Communities,
in those times. Wow.
They exchanged dollars with each other. So
yes,
the dollar stayed in their community. It stayed in their market. It stayed in their area. And countries from all over the world were doing business with them. Well, to answer your question, that's the same dynamic. That's the same invitation. When you now hear 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago today, there's a Black New York Stock Exchange for the first time in history.
Here we go.
So it's all coming to fruition at a time such as this, and the time is right for it. That's why, because now the currency, as what the direction is going, and the community and the continents that it will serve, communities like ours, that's why.
Wow. I mean, I like the way you put it. So I'm taking your saying from here on out of how you put it. I'll be like, yes, I got it from Mr. Noah. It's okay. He knows where we got it from. West Coast. Our West Coast partners. Now we're going to take a quick break. All right. So as you all know, I want you all, while you're right here, right now, please register your Black-owned business. You don't have to be a huge business. You don't have to be a huge nonprofit. We need you all to be on board to accept SAC1, the currency for the Black community. It doesn't cost you a thing just to accept. Please register now at www.SableAssent.com. Remember, when you're ready to scale your business, when you don't want to be in doing every little task, please call Business Process Outsourcing. Take your business to the next level. They're going to help you with tech support, inbound and outbound calls, marketing, medical billing, data processing, data entry, and help desk solutions. Call right now. We have our team waiting for you. Oh, it's an all black call center. So you want to support this. Great wages. I'm telling you, the best wages that you all have. If you want to scale and you want to actually save as well, you want to call 770-750-4707. We're back, Mr. Noah. We're back.
Yeah.
Now, when you say that you are a life strategist, give us the reason why this is one of your titles. You know, I personally know, but give our viewers a reason why this is one of your titles and some important components that will help us kind of be on track, like a couple of on the surface components that you could give us to kind of like start heading in the right direction if some of us is a little bit off course.
The first thing is mindset. It's absolutely mindset. My story, and I'm not even going to judge. You just went to my story.
Tell us the story. I want to hear. We want to hear.
I couldn't talk until I was about 8 years old. My diction and my pronunciation, my vocabulary was broad, but my pronunciation was deplorable.
Wow.
I had what they call a cleft tongue, what they call tied tongue. My tongue did not connect to my teeth. So everything I said, it just didn't make sense. I stuttered really bad, and I'm from South Louisiana. So I had a whole lot working against me. And I remember at the age of 4, I started school early. I was always a bright kid, but I talked just, it was tough. At 4 years old, Miss Fondale and Miss Francis, they went around school and asked all the kids what they're going to be when they grow up. And I never forget, I said it then, and Miss Fondale tells the story today. She said, just like this, when I build up everything that they do, my money doesn't double. And I said then, when I grow up, everything I say is going to make money or sense or both. And I've been on that quest my entire life. My parents were 2 of my greatest supporters. I'm one of 14 children. I wanted to be a preacher, and my mother and father would make my siblings sit down and listen to me every day. They'd make them sit down every day. So they'd ask them, did y'all hear that boy today? Did y'all hear him today? So my siblings, they find it amazing. It was awful, but it was mindset for me.
Yes.
I refused to lose, and that's where it starts, just as of recently, a few years ago, I just let myself go. Life got in the way, and doing everything I did, still doing my business and everything else. I got up to 600 pounds, I was running 600 pounds, and my
son. You
look
great, sir. You look great now. Bravo. I see the progress. If you were there, I would have never guessed.
Yeah, it was mindset. So I made a decision. And that's the thing, you make a choice, and you make a choice that matters, and you stick with it. Come hell or high water, you stick with the choice you made. And it kind of just comes down to you either make a decision to, or you make a decision not to, but you make a decision to do it. And that's what's helped. And I've helped thousands, and thousands of individuals come out of the rut and get their lives in order. Because I know what it's like to live a life of chaos,
Absolutely. I love it. I would have never guessed that. Congratulations for the progress that you've made. I know you're not looking for that, but we just congratulate you and appreciate you for sharing our story. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a testimony right there. So we want to make sure that, no matter where we are in our lives, that we are encouraged, that we keep going. Okay. Now, for our elite listeners and followers, name a few of your favorite assets or investments that you think we should be keeping an eye on, especially during this time. Like, where are we putting our money at as elite, as people who are ready to make certain moves that has gotten themselves to the point of being on a high level?
I'm going to tell you, your greatest asset, you are your greatest asset. You are your greatest asset.
Yes.
Invest in learning.
Yes.
Invest in tools to make you better.
Yes.
That's your greatest asset. When you start to invest in education, you start to learn more. I use a saying all the time. Many individuals only make announcements based on what their experiences are. Their experiences has much to do with their exposure. So the more you're exposed to, the more experiences you have. You are your best and greatest investment. It
Yes.
doesn't matter stocks and oil and gas and entertainment and none of that matters if you're not investing in you. Because the way you know what's best to invest in, you invest in you. And the more you invest in you, the more confident you are in making the decisions that are better. For years, I invested in things that nobody wanted. You know, I invested in stuff that people threw away because I felt like this, it's going to be worth something one day. And lo and
Okay.
behold, it did, and it's paid off. But
Right.
again, I took the tools from those who, you know, people didn't pay attention to, you know. And the other thing is invest in the attention you pay to you, not just invest in your intellect. Invest in the quality time you give to yourself.
Yes.
That's the best investment in the world. Because when you start to become confident with who you are, you start to get away from what people think about you.
Yes.
You start to graduate from the naysayers, and you're okay with that. Because the mission that's impossible becomes possible.
Got it.
Now, all of the other nuances, you know, I can go down a list. Tesla, it's technology, you know.
We love Teslas over here. We like the electric cars.
Anything technological, that's what you want to start investing in, because technology, as you see what's happening with blockchain, it's only going to grow. You know,
Yes.
you start to invest in those things that are going to be around, you know. And the reason I'm very careful when I tell people about investing, until you invest in you, it does not matter how much you invest in other stuff.
Yes,
because the greatest return, you're going to be your greatest return. And the reason I say that, you are the commodity. You're the commodity. You're not a novelty. You are the commodity. And when you start to do that, that's when all of the other things start to happen. That's when all of the other stuff starts to make sense. That's when
it'll all fall in place.
That's when technology makes sense to you. That's when oil and gas makes sense to you. That's when all of these other pieces, whether it's Coca-Cola, Dollar General, whatever you invest in makes sense because you invested in you first. And it gives you confidence to be okay with whatever investment you make. And then this is why I say that. Every investment, you have to understand, every top has a bottom. So it doesn't matter how much money you have. Every top has a bottom. So until you recognize how important you are to the decisions you make, you start to equate that based upon what investments you make and the risk. So those risks, you start to channel them more succinctly because you start to moderately grow yourselves from higher risk, good reward. So now you know, okay, you know what? Okay, I can navigate through that. Now I make more calculated risk. But it all comes from, you have to invest in you. You have to take that.
It starts with our star player. It starts with us. It starts within, and then we must, you know, be out. And you also said technology is very important right now, and I agree, especially during these times. And this is coming from Noah MacArthur. You know, he is a financial expert, been in the game for 30 years. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you want to listen to what he's saying. We are blessed to have him here with us today. So now, Mr. Noah, how are you able to accomplish all you have accomplished and continue to grow? Like all of the trials and tribulations that you've overcome. Give our distinguished gentlemen and our independent women and everybody pointers on how you can balance it all. Like the family, are you a family man and a career man? Is there a balance?
It is God.
Okay. God
is the balance. Yes, and that has been the center point of my life. I you know, listen, I ain't always done it right. You know, I wrote a book on how to do it wrong 1,000 ways. But one thing I've always known,
I love it.
I've kept God at the center. I've kept God at the center. My parents kept us God-centered. As a matter of fact, the middle verse of the Bible says it's better to put your trust in God rather than man. And many individuals' lives are out of balance and out of sync because God is not in the equation. So if you really want a balanced life, put him in the center. I have 3 beautiful children. I have my 2 oldest daughters. I have a son. I have a 30, 23, and a 20. My oldest daughter has my 3 grandbabies. I have 3 beautiful, gorgeous grandchildren. My oldest grandson will be 11 in October. My baby girl, she just turned 7 for Father's Day. And my youngest champ, he's 2. So
boss baby.
And that's my balance. That's really my balance. And now I'm living for my children. I'm living for my I tell my grandbabies now, I say, they call me Big. And Big stands for believe in God, So I tell my babies, I say, I'm believing in God for you. And when you grow up, I'll be believing in God to take care of you. So God is at the center of my life. And it's not something, I don't say that to get some way to go. No, I say that because that's what I live by. So I tell them that's the center. That's my balance. And that has been the success story to everything I've done. God has been at the center.
God is the center. And I could just feel that perfect way when you put it that way. I could see him in the center and us knowing that in our minds, and everything just falling in place around it, beside it, beneath it, above, and nothing can be above God. So that's the perfect scenario. I thank you so much for that. And I thank you so much for your time. I had such a good time with you today, sir. I really appreciate you and everything. Can you let us know how we can stay in touch? A website, Instagram, how can we get in touch with Mr. Noah MacArthur? Yes, sir.
Matter of fact, I do a podcast every morning. We've done it every morning for 13 years, every day. We've missed 2 days in the last 13 years, and we cover all the topics. The name Noah is an ecumenical name. It's a male or female. And the acronym is nothing ordinary about him, nothing ordinary about her. So all we really do is speak to the extraordinary in all of us. And there's extraordinary in you. There's extraordinary in all of us. And that's how God made us. So that's how you find me. You catch me on Facebook, catch me on Instagram, you catch me on Spotify and YouTube and all of that. But I tell you, you can always catch me. You can catch me in the mornings. You can catch me every morning. Doesn't matter.
And what is it on? What is it on? How can we catch you?
You can catch me on Facebook. Instagram is Noah MacArthur.
Noah MacArthur.
Noah MacArthur. You would know it's me. It's a picture of a whole lot of people. That's me and my family, because family has really been, at the center of it all for me. Yeah. And so, I mean, I'm available. They can catch me, follow me. We'd love to do what we do. We have businesses. Literally, we have business all over the world. Literally, I have a vested interest in a protection specialist company. My personal bodyguard, and I have a protection company. He just did a project for Oprah Winfrey the end of the year. So he's a true bodyguard. He dwarfs.
All right, shout outs to the bodyguard.
Yeah. And we have a hand in real estate, transportation, and air, land, and water. Entertainment. I own an entertainment company. We've executive produced a few films. So we have our hands in it, so we try to do, what we can while we can, and then just let people know, it can be done.
You're doing great things. You and your team is doing wonderful things, and we're just so grateful for your time. We're grateful
to partner with you guys. So I know it's only going to get better from here.
You are partnering. You are with SableAssent. He accepts SAC1. Mr. Noah MacArthur does accept SAC1. He is a partner in it. So, ladies and gentlemen, please go to www.SableAssent.com. You can purchase SAC1 there as well. We will guide you in the right direction. Register your Black-owned businesses, Black nonprofits. Please, for free, please register. We need to make sure you're on our platform. Catch us next week, same time, Wednesdays. We're here. We're live and direct, 8:00 p.m. Eastern time. Because Mr. Noah, you're on Central Time, correct?
Yeah.
What time is it there?
We're an hour behind you, so I think it's 7:36. 7:36.
All right, okay, not too bad, not too bad, not too bad.
No,
It's still a little extra sunshine your way still.
Yeah, it is.
So we're live and direct. We appreciate it. I am Marlena Evans, your host, and we thank you so much for coming. Everybody have a wonderful day. Mr. Noah, any last words you would like to say, or you're all good?
And, you know, my final words is, hey, you know, be the very best version of you that you can be. You are the best version of you, and it's waiting on you.
Yes.
You're back. Go get it.
That's wonderful. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Namaste, sir. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody. Thank you. How was it? As you all know.